The Ben Chatham spin-off adventures, Bonfire Night Special, Firestarter. Ben is relaxing in his Cambridge apartment on November 5th enjoying a Bacardi Coke while listening to Philip Glass's violin concerto. When his mobile phone bleeps. It is a coded message from Captain Jack Torchwood urging him to be on his guard as they have picked up some strange UFO activity over Cambridge and an object may have landed. Ben is concerned and decides to get an early night in case there is a heavy day to follow.
Jack warns Ben that there has been alien activity, so he bravely goes to bed.
He pours a nightcap when there is a gigantic explosion outside, followed by a series of minor ones. Assuming it is fireworks, Ben opens his expensive designer blinds to see the museum opposite on fire and several houses. Ben rushes out and almost runs into Katie Ryan. "Hi Ben, I was just coming round to see you. We can't have you all alone on bonfire night." They stare at the blazing building, and Ben looks worried. That fire was no bonfire night accident. It started too quickly, and the color of those flames is highly unusual, suggesting the presence of pepthaline, an inflammant not found on Earth. Katie is impressed by Ben's knowledge and they go upstairs to the apartment to discuss the matter over a drink.
Noticing a building on fire and no fire brigade around, you generally call the fire brigade to put the fire out, wouldn't you? Why doesn't Ben do that?
If I may continue. Meanwhile at the nearby park, the King's College students have organized a charity firework display in aid of the local homeless and are initiating the bonfire. The main organizer Cedric Harcourt is on the microphone asking everyone to donate on the way out, when a huge flame leaps out of the fire and engulfs him, burning him to a skeletal black husk in an instant. It then engulfs the whole audience, who burn to death in a massive sheet of fire. The next morning Ben wakes up with Katie next to him in bed and turns on the radio to hear reports of strange fires all over Cambridgeshire.
This Sparacus script is a master class in showing how not to write fanfic.
You need to enter into the spirit of the story. It is a topical November 5th adventure.
Which topic is this? Lazing around whilst innocents burn to death? As he recognized the fire as alien, he could have helped out just a bit, but that's not the Chatham way. Sleep, drink, and sex are far more important. Rubbish, please stop it now.
I will continue. Ben is alarmed, however. Katie urges him to turn off the radio. Come on, let's enjoy ourselves. Ben is embarrassed. Look Katie, last night was a mistake. We'd been drinking and stuff, but really I am not over Charles, I was thinking of him. Katie gets up, throwing the bedclothes at Ben angrily, and storms out into the bathroom. Ben decides to make himself an omelette in the kitchen when he sees that the whole street outside is still burning, and a strange creature made purely of flames is bounding down the street. Meanwhile Katie storms into the kitchen mumbling something about him messing her around. Look Katie, you know I'm gay.
So, strange fires everywhere. Ben has been warned of UFO activity, and what does he do? He makes himself an omelette, of course. Is this some bizarre homage to the gourmet detective from Detectives on the Verge of a Nervous Breakdown? That might vaguely justify it, but hey, two people discussing their relationship while one of them cooks breakfast as both of them ignore the rapidly developing crisis outside.
Anyway, says Ben, there's more important things at stake, like the alien.
Yay. He finally remembers there's an alien.
They rush outside to see the flamed creature bearing down on a Victorian house, reducing it to a cinder and growing in size. However, it starts to rain, and the creature squirms when the raindrops hit and disappears, and the fires go out as the police arrive. Ben is pleased with the outcome. That should be the end of this. The creature clearly cannot survive in Earth's wet climate. How about we have a coffee and discuss things? However, Katie storms off in a huff. Ben checks his mobile for a text from Charles, but there is still no message after 3 months. He feels hurt. The end.
Sparacus, you're just parodying yourself here. I mean, what the hell? You've taken Ben does absolutely nothing to ungodly extremes here. He drinks a heap of alcohol and has sex with Katie before trying to dump her in a highly inept and misogynistic manner. All while hundreds of characters die. I want to see the story where Ben issues a report to Jack, and Jack beats the living crap out of him in return for being so useless as to obsess over alcohol and text messages, while the population of Cambridge is burning to death all around him.
Unfair comments. It was a short special, and as such the plot was necessarily thinner than usual.
All your plots are wafer thin. Show me one Chatham story that's more than just a seemingly rushed synopsis.
But it still had as much depth as the average new series episode.
All your stories have less depth than a puddle of dog's piss.
The social aspects of Ben's life are an important subtext running through the stories.
Who's ever heard of a Bonfire Night Special anyway?